Hey guys, so today we have this, a McCulloch Titan, and as you can see, it's in some pretty rough shape. Let's have a quick boo at it. So as you can see, it is in very rough shape. The muffler's rusted, the body is completely caked in sand pretty much everywhere. The pull rope, it's jammed out and it won't move. The fuel tank, missing its gas cap, and the tank is cracked. Not just here, but down here too, even over here. In fact, this tank is split right open. I'm not sure the history of this thing, but we're gonna tear into it and see exactly what's going on and see if we can possibly even get it repaired. This electrical wiring, it's kind of shoddy. I'd like to clean that up a little bit. And the amount of rust doesn't just stop at the muffler. It's even up here on the spark plug. Makes me a little concerned, but we'll know once we pull out that spark plug how far in the rust really goes. And this primer bulb, it's rock hard and doesn't budge at all. Same with the fuel lines. They're pretty solid. So let's crack into this old piece of junk and see if we can find out what's going on. Either we repair it or this becomes a teardown video. Either way, it should be interesting. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, so let's get this spark plug out. It's a 5/8 spark plug. There we go. Ooh, that doesn't feel good. I don't know. The spark plug looks like it's never fired, and yet it has rust and corrosion on it. That doesn't bode well. That does not bode well at all. However, it's a Champion DJ8J. That's a lot of rust on it, and yet that tip looks like it's never been used. Okay, using this Torx 25, let's start pulling this cover apart. This fuel tank is completely shot, so I'll use an external bottle if this engine will actually run, if it's savable. I'll use an external bottle. What I'm going to do with this engine after, I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm sure I'll figure something out. Or maybe my kid wants it. Who knows? Oh, interesting. So it's not a Torx 25. Apparently this one's a Torx 20. Right. So Torx 20. Another one just under here. Another here. Good. Now I can get rid of this fuel tank. Get the recoil off. Oh dear. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that's not a good sign at all. That's completely locked up. That is completely locked up. Wonder if it's because that, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a straight out teardown video because this is going nowhere. Huh. That is a lot of rust. Here, I'm going to put you in for a closer view. So yeah, this is... Yeah, this is all frozen. Completely, totally frozen. So I'll get the rest of this cover off. We can start tearing further into this silly thing. Here we go, ripping apart another engine. Let's get the rest of this cover off. Oh boy. Those guys are going to come off. Hopefully they don't snap. They look like 5/16. Let's see. Well, they're not bad at all. Let's see if I can zip the other one off. Oh, pulled the studs out. So yeah, this muffler shield's pretty messed up. This muffler is just, what a mess. But it came off without a fight. I mean, if you don't consider that the studs came out instead of the nuts coming off the studs, but that's no different than it didn't snap. So I guess it's definitely not like a Ford 5.4. So yeah. Now let's see the inside of this engine, shall we? I don't think there's any hope in saving this one. All right, let's get the rest of this apart. Stuff like this makes me laugh. Let's get that off. So I believe this is a 1/2 inch. Yep, it is. Be very surprised if this comes apart. Okay, I stand corrected. Came apart really easy. Okay. And we have, one sec, let me get you in position. Looks like 4 Torx 25s, so let's quickly zip these out. Let's get the rest of this cover off. Separate the engine from the front housing. Just gotta move it back a bit in the vise. Okay, I'll just turn it. One more. Is there not one more? There are only 3 holding on the front. Tough. There should have been 4. Take off this top shield. See what things it hides. What did it hide? Anything? Another screw holding it? I don't see anything else holding it. I know I'm not going to get to these. Not without an Allen key. Or, no, Torx. Yeah, that's going to be fun to open. I'm going to have to get something for that. But why won't this guy come apart? There's got to be another screw I'm missing. There just has to be. I found it. There is one more. Right, there we go. Well, look at that. This thing will never run again. I think we can officially call it dead. All right, let me clean up the vise and get this mounted in. And it looks like I got a couple tools to order or find, such as the Torx 25 angle, because I have it in a key set, but I don't have that as a key set altogether, like a fold out key set. I don't have them as individual angled keys for this. All right, I'm going to stop the video for now, and then we'll get back to it shortly. Well, for you, it'll be shortly. For me, it's going to be at least the next day. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, I'm not sure about this clutch. I hit it a couple times with a hammer and a screwdriver, and I got a little bit of movement out of the motor. I'm going to try to use an air ratchet, or not an air ratchet, but an air impact gun, and see if I can spin this clutch off. I'm pretty sure it's reverse thread, but I want to get the carburetor off. I just want to see how bad the carb is, because maybe there's at least one part of it I can salvage. I don't think there's really much else. Maybe the coil. Maybe the coil. So to do that, it's a Torx 25. There's 2 of them up here. It's funny, the rest are Torx 20, but this one's Torx 25. Just have to be just different, I guess. Okay, so take the air cleaner cover off. And of course, there's no air filter. So that could be also what led to its ultimate demise, is the lack of an air filter. That would kill an engine. We got 2 5/16 here. So let's pull these 2 5/16 nuts. There we go. Air cleaner housing is off. And now the carburetor. Ooh, she's kind of crusty. It still actuates pretty well. As you can see, the bulb, it's rock hard. It doesn't budge. Oh, that one moves. Wonder if these will move in and out. let me set this aside for now. See if the air ratchet will take this off, or the air impact. Just got to turn the air compressor back on. It's a little low on power. Okay, let's try that again. It's kind of more turn the flywheel than anything. Seems to be more just turning the engine over. There we go. I think I got it. So it's normal thread. Ha! Crappy. Well, at least I learned. Not like this engine's savable. But now I can at least pull it apart a bit more. See if that'll come off. Come here, yellow. There we go. That came right off. Almost feels like cheating. So there's the rear crank seal. Looks intact for the most part. Torque's 20, just going to remove the coil. Take the kill switch off, and there we go. That coil is now removed. In case you were looking for a part number, I believe that's it stamped right on it. Right, let me flip this engine. But I want to take this off. Just so I can get the shaft out of the way. The shaft and transmission still works. Just interesting. It looks like lamp cord. It is. That's lamp cord. This isn't outdoor wiring. That'll get brittle and crack in no time. Well, at least whoever tried to fix it, at least they tried. You know, kind of like what Bart Simpson did with that cake, you know. This one.
We knew you could do it!
Yeah, it's kind of what it feels like. So let's flip this. Oh, well, that gasket was brittle. Wonder how I'm going to get those. Wonder if I have my Torx keys. I'd like to get... Ooh. Since we turned it over, I wonder. Oh, why am I going to bother? That's just silly talk. But at the same time, it'd be kind of funny. Should put the 1/2-inch nut on there. I don't think it's this one. I stand corrected, it's that one. Now let's see if we can get a full rotation out of this engine. Right, let's forego the 1/2-inch socket for now. I'll just try a pair of channel locks. Let's see. Will it turn? Nope. Only goes so far and then it decides, nope, I don't want to go anymore. No, now the nut's coming back off. I have an idea. Let me move one of these cameras up top. Have a look at that piston. Maybe it does move. Let me see how bad it is. So let's see, does it move? I wonder. Probably does. There it goes. Oh, it's still going. Oh, it's still going. Still going. Does it come back down? Oh! Uh-oh. Did we just... We did. Got a full rotation out of it. Oh, boy. I don't know, is that good news or bad news? It's probably both. I don't like how this feels. Like, it's really crunching bad. It's pretty terrible. But I mean, in all honesty, I did get full rotations out of it. So that was interesting. But I still want to separate this case, but I'm not going to be able to with that engine What was the bucket on? I'm going to have to see if I can find those keys. All right, guys. I'm going to go look for them, and then I'll get these cameras back on. See you soon. Right, so, yeah, funny thing happened. I, kind of just said screw it and just forced a screwdriver in there. I'm not too worried about the engine. So, yeah, I just sort of forced it. And guess what? It's apart. Let me get this off. Come on, screw, get out of there. Now let's slowly separate it and have a really good look at this disaster. Okay, so there it is. I'd like to separate this, but I don't know how well that's going to happen. So I think I see one of the problems. It's just completely corroded in there, and it actually doesn't really pivot on the crank at all. It barely. It's mostly just the crank turning that gives it the pivot. And yeah, this piston's done. It's completely done. So not much any other reason other than prosperity. Like not really prosperity, but just kind of like, oh well, I did it. I took it apart. So yeah, there we go. A nice tear down on an old Titan 2300 by McCulloch. Well, might as well take a look at the cylinder. Turn the light on. There we go. Yeah, look at that scoring. Wow, there's no coming back from that. No coming back at all from that. This thing is toast. This thing is completely toast. I mean, so what did we learn? We learned what? Sometimes junk really is junk. And that's exactly what this is. I mean, even the pull rope, like this is completely, totally and utterly frozen. It's completely garbage. So yeah, although this was junk, I did get a bunch of other trimmers, which they should run. I mean, there was that one that didn't run. It started and then it just did nothing after. It's a revisit. We'll get back to that one. But yeah, as sometimes it's just junk. But I got that Weed Eater Featherlight XT200. This one up here. That one, I got that one for free, and for what I sold it for, basically paid for this lot, and if I bought a second lot along with it, plus another half lot. So I got some good money out of that one. And this one, well, we'll see. I still have about 5 other trimmers to go through to see what other ones I've got to sell. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, enough of the rambling. There's maybe the flywheel. Maybe the flywheel's okay, because at least it's aluminum and I can clean that up pretty easy. So maybe the flywheel's okay. Maybe the carburetor, but I'm not gonna really. I'll keep it as a backup spare. What else may be good on this thing? Like maybe the coil's still good. I could test it, but I mean honestly, if I ever come across another trimmer like this that needs a coil, well, I'll have one. Either that or I'll test it out and maybe probably just sell the darn thing. Or if it's, I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now. Maybe it's just junk. Maybe this is more like, hey, look, this is some junk stuff. Whatever. Anyway, guys, enough rambling. I'll see you in the next one.